Hi, I'm Mary, welcome back to my channel. So today what I want to talk about is the backpack that I've chosen to take with me on my PCT thru hike next year. It's the Osprey Eja ultralight, women specific, multi-day backpacking pack. So the Osprey Eja comes in three different sizes. You've got the 38, the 48 or the 58 litre capacity. The one that I went with was the 48 litre capacity, but bear in mind if you order different back length sizes, so whether you're getting the small or the medium, you are going to have a difference in capacity. So I've had to order the small because I am shorter, so which means that my capacity is only going to be 45 litres. Now the retail selling price of this in the UK is £130 and I believe in the US at the moment it's $200. The weight of this backpack is just a little over 2.5 pounds, which is 1.16 kilograms. I am used to a backpack that is about 4.5 pounds, so over 2 kilograms, and that was the Osprey Eja 65, which I was using before. So when I put this on, I absolutely loved the weight savings on it. Now I know there are much more lightweight bags out there, but for me the comfort was a lot more important than saving those extra grams, and I'm really happy with it. If you're looking at reducing just a few more grams or you're going on a shorter trip, you can actually completely take off this top pocket. It's fully removable. All you need to do is unclip it at the back here. So it completely comes off. What you've then got is the flapjack feature at the top, which is a different type of cover, and you just clip that onto exactly where the removable top would have gone to start with. So it uses the same attachment points. The load range on this backpack is 15 to 40 pounds, which equates to 7 to 18 kilograms. And that is another reason why I chose this backpack, because I wanted the ability to be able to carry a lot more than the lightweight packs, especially if I'm going to be carrying a lot of water on the long stretches of the desert next year. I used this backpack and carried about 35 pounds in it for a day or two. I did do a week-long hike, and that was the most I ever carried at one point. And I could feel it slightly on my clavicle, but it was actually a comfortable carry, and I didn't find that it was too painful or made me feel at all uncomfortable carrying it. So I was really happy with the weight on this. The colours that it comes in is Moonglade Grey, which is this one, and you also can get it in an Equinox blue colour. On the removable top pocket, you have actually got all these different attachment points on the top, which you can attach carabiners or rope or anything through. You've got this top zip, which I found really handy because when I had it on my back, what I tend to do is reach behind my head and be able to access here. So I'll tend to put things like maps or books in the top, some snacks. Sometimes I'll put my camera in here as well, so it's safe. Really nice size pocket. It covers the whole size of that top bit. You've also got a large pocket on the inside, which you do need to unclip to get access to. And that is a large mesh pocket here with a zip. In here I tend to put things like my first aid kit, rain cover, compass, sometimes my phone, lip balm, head torch, things like that. You've also got the key clip on here as well. Now the pack itself is a top loading pack and there's no division inside the pack. So what you would do is you open it up by the drawstring cord, and this is a really nice easy access one. And it's just basically what you see is what you get. Everything goes in through the top there. You've got the internal hydration sleeve. This, I have currently got a Camel Pack 3 litre bladder in, so that fits absolutely fine. It goes all the way down the pack. You then have the central port, which is absolutely perfect because I hate it when it's specifically left or right. So what that means is you can run it out the back, your hose, and put it either on your left or your right shoulder strap. You also have on the inside here a strap that you can actually attach it to, or attach the reservoir to stop it moving about. You also have a red compression strap, and what this does is that when you've actually got the pack really full, you just clasp it together and you can really compress the inside of your pack down, and it does a really good job of that. The material is 100 denier high tenacity nylon, and on the bottom it's 210 denier. So it's really, really good for repelling water, and I find that it's really durable as well. One thing I really like about this is the big stretchy pocket at the front. I tend to stick a lot of items in here when the pack's quite full, so I'll put all my waterproofs, a hat, things like that in there that I've got really easy access to. And another thing, I don't know if you can see, but on the bottom it's actually got a little hole here, and when you've actually got your waterproofs in there, it will actually drain out of that hole, which is really good. These side pockets are huge on this backpack. They're so big, and this is where you can really load up the pack. So I find that it's quite a wide, heavy pack. What I've got in here at the moment is just a small flask, about a 600-700 ml flask in one side. But what I did do is, when my tent got really, really wet, instead of actually putting it in the pack and getting everything else potentially wet, what I would do is put my tent, and this is the Big Agnes 2-person tent, the Tiger Wall, and this actually fits in the side pocket, and I really, really like that, because when it goes in there, you're not getting anything else wet, it's just draining out here, and then during the day as you're hiking along, if it's not raining again, then you can just quickly have access to it and dry it out somewhere. So really, really like the huge pockets here. Another benefit of them as well is that they are top access and side access, so when it's actually on your back, you have got access to them here. So you can put your water bottles in. It's got multi-point 7mm straps, which keeps all the contents really, really tight and under control. What you've actually got here is inside out compression straps, I think they call them on the Osprey site, where this can actually run on the inside if you're wanting to really pull out these stretchy pockets with water bottles or items. You can actually run them through the inside of this pocket, and all you need to do is loosen all these straps off as much as you need to either fulfill a bigger pack, or if you haven't got a lot of items in here and you want to keep everything neat and tidy, you literally just pull them all down and they get really, really tight and make the pack nice and compact. You've got this single ice axe loop on the bottom of the backpack, which I also use to store my trekking poles when I'm not using them on this Stow on the Go system. And then you just tie them on the bungee cord here, tighten them up so they don't fall off. Then on the very bottom you've got the sleeping pad straps, which are removable, which go under here so you can attach things. I think I actually ended up putting my tent up here as well at one point, and some clothes, and again they're all fully adjustable and removable. Now this bag is not adjustable for your torso length, so you do need to make sure you get fitted for it properly. I actually went into store and got mine fitted and tried it on, made sure it was comfortable. They added weights to it as well, so I knew that it was the right fit and shape for me. I do believe there's an app on their website that you can use. I've not personally tried it. Me personally, I would always rather try a bag on, especially if I know I'm going to be carrying it for 6 months. But the pack itself has got an aluminium frame, and it's got this really, really lovely tensioned mesh on it, which keeps it away from your back when you're wearing it. They've got this air speed ventilation system type thing, where the air flows freely through it when it's on your back, which means that it's going to keep you really nice and cool. You've also got, I think this is because it's a women's specific bag, you've got the hip contours on it as well. So this bit here actually mimics the hip contours. It splays out really, really nicely with the tensioned mesh, and it goes onto the hip belt here. This, I believe, is for reducing the amount of weight in the bag, and you don't need all that extra padding for the lumbar support, which you normally find with these types of bags. So you have this dual mesh construction on the shoulder straps and also on the hip belt as well. What that actually looks like is not too bad considering it's a lightweight pack. It's quite thick, which I really was surprised about when I got it. And it is really comfortable. I mean, I was carrying loads of about 30-35 pounds with this, and it did slightly ache me a little bit, but I think that was more me getting used to the bag rather than the bag itself. But I find that no problem at all. On the hip belts though, I must admit, when I first got it, I was a little bit concerned about how narrow they are. So you can see here that the foam is actually quite thin, but once the bag was on, I had no problems at all with it. The shoulder straps themselves are contoured for the women's fit, which is nice because they go in a lot more rather than being on the edges of your shoulder feeling like they're going to fall off. And they are shorter, which is something I really, really like, because I end up having to completely maximise most of the bags normally, for the shoulder strap length. So it's really, really nice, and all you do is you literally just pull down on these straps and it tightens it up for you. On the hip belt, I really, really like the fact that it's got what they call an ergo pull closure, which means that when you buckle it up, what you need to do is you just pull it inwards like that to close it and tighten it up. Whereas a lot of the other bags, I find that you're having to pull down or away from you, which I always find really awkward. I don't know why. The one thing I do not like about the bag, which is such a bugbear because everything else about it I really, really like, is the absence of hip belt pockets. And I really like using hip belt pockets because I keep my small phone or a camera or something in there, and maybe some snacks or lip balm, things like that that you don't actually need to stop for when you're out hiking. I ended up having to use a neoprene type of sleeve that I just attached on here when I was out hiking, which kind of did the job, but I need to look into a bit more of a permanent solution when I'm out there for 6 months on the PCT next year. So if you know of any solution or anything that I can use, please do let me know in the comment section below, and I can certainly look into that. You've also got an adjustable sternum strap, which is 15mm, and that is adjustable by moving it up or down on here. And it also comes with an emergency whistle on it. And to attach that, you just clip it into the buckle and then pull that across as well. There's also the stow on the go feature of this bag, which I think is quite common with Osprey bags. So when you're using trekking poles and you want to put them on your pack, but you don't want the hassle of having to take it off, I really like the fact that it's got this loop here at the bottom, if you can see that there, and it's a extendable one, so it's stretchy, and you've also got the loop here. So all you do is you literally put the trekking poles through that loop and then pop them into the loop at the bottom, and you have a toggle here that you pull, and that tightens them up against your chest there. So it's really handy for me, this, because I do use trekking poles and I'm constantly stopping to take photographs, and if I'm putting my trekking poles down all the time, there's a higher chance of me forgetting them. So to be able to just pop them there, take some photos, or if I just generally don't want to use my trekking poles for a while, it's a really, really easy place to keep them until you need them again. The last thing to bear in mind is that this bag does not come with a waterproof rain cover. So no, it's not hiding anywhere in the bag like sometimes they do. It does not come as standard. So you do have to purchase it separately. I know Osprey do one on their website, and I think it's an ultralight one for about 80 grams, but personally I just tend to use either a contractor bag on the inside or dry bags, and that's worked fine for me. So overall, I absolutely love this bag. I will definitely be looking for some kind of pocket system on the hip belt or the shoulder strap, but I'm definitely going to be taking it out on the PCT with me next year. I'll then give you an update, let you know how it fares over the 5 to 6 months that I'll be there. But if you have any questions at all that I've not answered today, or you want to make any comments, please feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you just as soon as I can. But until then, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!